This is the plaintiff, Karen Azarchi. She says she hired the defendant to remove a tree and trim some bushes on her property. She waited over 3 months for the work to be done. The guy never did the work and now won't return her money. She doesn't know who he thinks he's dealing with because she wants her $600 returned and is suing for it today. This is the defendant, Brett. He says he showed up to do the work multiple times, and the woman wouldn't allow him to because she insisted she had to be home to oversee his men. The woman could never commit to a time when he was available. She went out and hired someone else, and his time isn't free. He owes her nothing. He's accused of taking way too long.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to cut down some trees in her yard. The guy never showed up to do the work. She is sick of waiting and wants her money back. But the defendant says he showed up on multiple occasions to do the tree work. The plaintiff insisted on being home to supervise his men and then never set up a date with him. It's the case of barking up the wrong tree.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Azarchi, talk to me. What happened here?
I met Brett through a Facebook group, and I called him and I met him on September 17th. We looked at the grounds. He wrote out a proposal and said he would call me later and he would get it done sometime in October.
What was the proposal for? What kind of work was he going to do for you, and how much was he going to charge you?
He was going to trim a tree near my house, take out a tree, trim some bushes, and it was an estimate of $1,750, and I gave him a $600 deposit.
Okay. And in that proposal, there was nothing in writing about the date that it was going to happen, correct?
There is a date on there. He wrote from October either 2nd or 12th through October 28th.
Okay. Date of plans, October 12th through October 28th. That's the date by which sometime in between there he was going to get it done. All right. What happens?
Nothing. So I texted him in October and I said, please give me a date that you're coming. And I had nothing in return. I texted him twice in November and I got nothing in return. I gave up. And my sister started texting him, asking him when he was coming. And he called and said he would come sometime between Christmas and New Year's. That didn't happen. In the meantime, I got a letter from my insurance company that they saw the tree hanging over the house as damage, or it could give damage to the house. So they really wanted us to fix that. So now there was some urgency in getting it done. January came, nothing. February, nothing. We hired somebody else in March.
When did you tell him, listen, don't bother, I want my money back?
I texted him on November 29th. I said, at this point, I'm going to ask for my money back. We'd like to have this done sooner than later. Please.
Yeah, that's why nothing happened in December, January, February, or March, because you told him at that point you didn't want him to. What's your excuse, Mr. Brett? What's going on?
So I was working local to 4th Avenue where she resides, or at her summer house. So I had a few days on the job there, and since I was in the area, I was offering her a little bit of a discount because I didn't have to travel so much, and it was going to be a little easier for me, so I was going to save her some money. So when I went to do the jobs, I was told that she had to be present, and I was turned away. So turned away.
Wait, I don't understand. You're showing up unannounced to trim trees and to remove trees? So, well, I'm sorry. If you had a plan, I don't understand. If you made an arrangement with her and she said, this is a good day, and you came on the day you said you would, I don't know if that's what you're saying, and then she changed her plans and said, oh, it's no longer a good day, or you just show up when you're in the area. Which is it?
I've done both, Your Honor.
Let me hear from you, Mrs. Archie. Did he ever make a plan with you and make an appointment with you to show up?
Never.
And that's what I see in the text. I don't see any effort on your part. And I'm kind of surprised because it's your contract where you wrote between 10:12 and 10:28, I'll get the job done. And it isn't until the end of November that she says, you know, hey, you're not a man of your word and I want my money back. And then your answer is what? Deposits are non-refundable?
I had an equipment breakdown, so my bucket truck I couldn't use it, and I had to get the truck fixed. So then when I got the truck fixed, she had told me that, hey, my insurance company is reaching out to me. We really have a problem here. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to have to climb the trees. So I got in contact with my climber and myself, and we were going to go over in between Christmas and New Year's. And this is when she told me that she wanted her money back, that she needed, she paid somebody else to do the job. The job was done, don't bother. And I, you know, again,
if you were you, would you give somebody a third month to do a job? If it was you, if the tables were turned and someone said they'd do something between October 12th and October 28th, and then the person didn't keep their word, and then you text the person over and over, and you text them over and over, and you ask them over and over to please respond, and they don't, would you trust that they were going to come between Christmas and New Year's? Maybe she no longer, you know, she'd given you 3 months to do the job. It was already well past 30 days, past the deadline you gave yourself. So how much longer does she have to wait? Does she have to wait a year for you to get around to it? Because a bucket truck breakdown is an explanation of why you didn't do it. It's a good explanation. You know what it's not a good explanation of? Why you didn't return her $600. Because a bucket truck breakdown is a you problem. It is not a Ms. Azarchi problem. Return the money, $600 verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff gets her $600 back. Brett, the defendant, how do you feel about the judge's decision? You can't be surprised, can you?
I feel great.
All right, Mrs. Archie, you're going to get your money back. How do you feel about that? You're laughing.
Great. I knew that I would prevail. This is how he's behaving now is how he behaved before. So I'm just glad to get the money back.
Okay, that'll wrap it up for this case. Harvey, what you think?
Okay, Doug, well, here's the thing. We have talked about this before. There are magic words in contracts like this. The words are time is of the essence. That means that if you put a date certain in and the job has to be done by that date and it isn't, guess what? You get your money back. The words time is of the essence.
I love this question. What chores do you do around the house?
I hate this question. It's a delicate topic at my house. No question, yes. I am in charge of a few things. I've got
Diaper Genie.
Diaper Genie. That's
the kids are grown and gone.
Litter box.
Kitty litter. We don't have a cat. Cat's gone.
But we have a dog, so I still have to clean up the canine feces and get rid of it.
Poo Patrol. You do.
Garbage, recycling, basic automotive maintenance.
Yes.
Bugs and critters that get in the house. I'm in charge of getting rid of.
Lizard removal.
Exactly. And the rest of the time, I kind of.
You just kind of float. You just kind of stay out of my way.
I try to look busy. When you come into the room, I look busy, like I'm doing stuff, right? And then, unfortunately, with the division,
I don't like seeing you relax.
No, you don't. Unfortunately, with our division of labor, you do everything else.
Right.
Finances, taxes. Making sure everybody gets their gifts.
You believe the natural state of an envelope is sealed. I've never understood that.
Until you open it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you don't. But you don't open it. You don't get mail. You don't open mail. You don't answer emails. I end up answering your emails. I
got a guy that does that.
Yeah, me. I'm the guy that does that. You know?
And there's a few things we do together. We do groceries together.
Yep.
Right.
Well, now we do. Yeah.
And what else? Well, some of the awful jobs.
We cook together now.
We cook together, but the awful jobs that you do, like cleaning the garage or cleaning the refrigerator, I jump in.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, the garage, first of all, is your job, and the refrigerator, you have never jumped in. I don't know what you're talking about. I have little labels on the refrigerator where everything goes. You don't even respect that.
You just put a thing of baking soda in there every now and then. They're fine, the refrigerator, right? Get rid of the dead stuff. It's all dead.
Taxes? If I died, you wouldn't even know where the money is.
I have an idea. I'll find it.